Hello, welcome to Not Another Who podcast. I'm your host, Sam Morrell.
And I'm your co-host, Christopher Hyde.
Hello, Chris.
Hello, another week, another retrospective.
Yeah,
Back in the game.
but first we got some news, haven't we?
Have we, though? Yes, we do. It's been a busy week for Doctor Who, hasn't it, really? How have you
Yeah,
been
it
feeling
has.
in the lead up to season 2? Are you more
Well,
nervous or are you more optimistic? Or a bit of both?
both. I'm like
Yeah.
in the centre at the moment. I'm neither
Okay.
against or I'm just like slap bang in the middle. I'm just
You're
gonna keep an
ambivalent.
Yeah.
Mm,
What about
ambivalent.
you?
So I've heard a lot of good things, but obviously, with celebrity interviews, they're not going to say anything bad. So it's quite hard to judge what is actually their opinion and what they're being told to say.
Yeah.
Now, I think there are going to be some good episodes, but overall, will it be better than season 1, season 40, series 14? I'm not sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see, won't we? In
Mm,
12 days. It's
12
getting
days, literally less than 2 weeks.
yeah. Well, 12 days of recording. It's now April Fool's Day.
Talking of April Fools, we have so Disney apparently have dropped out of the Doctor Who deal, and Amazon MGM Studios will be taking up the reins. We have a confirmed 16th Doctor with Harry Styles taking on the TARDIS. And he said, I've always loved stories that explore time, identity, and adventure. Taking on Doctor Who is an enormous honour, and I can't wait to travel in time in something other than a tour bus. Obviously, it's a lie.
Yeah.
Yes. For April Fools this year, Doctor Who TV decided it would be a fun idea to play on the fears of the Doctor Who fandom and do an April Fools and say that Amazon. To be honest, right, I
Hmm.
wouldn't mind Amazon taking on Doctor Who because if Disney do pull out, then they are pretty much the best alternative for Doctor Who.
Yeah. I don't
Hmm.
see Netflix doing it.
I think Netflix would cancel it after 2 series
Yeah.
with
Like they
their
do with
record.
everything else.
Yeah. I mean, just Amazon at least give shows a chance,
Yeah.
Um, but
They've
I
got
mean,
some good
Disney
shows,
like
to be
to just
honest.
shelve everything. Yeah, yeah. I have you seen that last one, Laughing? That's good.
No, I haven't seen that one. But
Oh,
I
check it
have
out.
seen I've seen a couple of their original stuff. Like Reacher.
I haven't
Have
seen
you seen
Reacher.
that?
Is that good?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
I've
It's
seen.
just a
I've
bit of
seen.
popcorn fluff, I think.
Yeah, it's like that sort of action man type
Yeah.
thing, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I like that kind of stuff. I like James Bond and all that. So,
Yeah. I liked, what was it? Next Level, Secret Level. That was it.
mm,
The anthology show they did with video games. That was good.
yeah, I have seen
Um,
a bit of that. I need to like
anyway,
finish it though. Yeah,
we're not
we're,
talking
we're going
Amazon.
off. We're going off topic there.
Off topic a lot. In other news, we have had uh well, they are there's a new biography of Malcolm Hulk coming out.
Mm.
Script writer, wasn't he also script editor, or was he just a script writer?
He was just a script writer.
Script writer, most known for the Avengers and Doctor Who, obviously, and Pathfinders in Space, if you've heard of that.
I've heard of it, but never seen it.
No. Yeah, there's a new biography coming out of his life and interviews with friends, family, some of his scripts, novels, and other works. It's going to be interesting.
Mm.
He wrote 8 stories for Doctor Who in the 60s and 70s, creating the Silurians and the Sea Devils. And he was also a member of the Communist Party. So if you're a
Mm.
communist, get your copy today. I don't know why that. Don't know why where that came from. Also, Slow Horses. Do you know that show? Apple TV, a streaming service that no one usually uses.
No, I don't know. I've never bought Apple TV.
I did once, only to watch Spirited.
No, that's the one streaming service that I've never purchased.
It's not worth it, to be honest. All they've got are TV shows that no one really watches. But anyway, apparently Slow Horses is one of those shows. And there's
Mm.
an actor called Cadif Kerwan who will be joining the Doctor Who cast.
Mm.
He he shot to stardom in the hit comedy Chewing Gum. Don't know if you've heard of that. I haven't heard of it.
No.
Was also in Black Mirror, Fleabag, I May Destroy You, and This Is Going to Hurt. I've heard of Fleabag, Black Mirror, and This Is Going to Hurt, but I
Mm.
haven't heard of that. I May Destroy You. Oh, and he was also in Mary Queen of Scots and My Policeman with Harry Styles. Surprise, surprise. But yes, he will be joining the cast. I don't know which episode he is in, but I'm guessing he will be in probably one of the later episodes or one of the mid-series, like 4 to 6 maybe.
Mm. Yeah,
But yeah,
maybe.
we've had new guest star announced. We covered the Doctor Who episode titles last week, so we don't need to watch that. Oh, and Charlie Condu. Again, someone I don't know. Um,
See
he was
being him.
also he was also in Holby City, The Dark Crystal, Age of Resistance, Unforgotten, Midsummer Murders, Coronation Street, Rocky Horror Picture Show, the musical, not the actual 70s film,
Mm.
and a production of The Crucible.
Mm.
So that is two. Oh, he was also in Big Finish, some Doctor Who Big Finish.
Ah,
So again, yeah, he will also be joining the cast. So two new
hmm,
guest stars.
interesting.
What else? Uh, season 2 premiere, the premiere of Doctor Who. Uh,
You.
Doctor Who was, I think it was last night of time of recording,
Mm.
in Leicester Square at the Odeon, not Spond. And Millie Gibson, Verada Sethru were there. Sethu, sorry. Verada Sethu, Millie Gibson, and Anita Dobson as well with Russell T Davies.
Yeah.
We also had the other guest stars who are returning, like Gemma Redgrave and oh, can't remember. She was in the Star Beast.
Mm,
I can't remember
what
her
was her
name.
character?
Let's go. Can't remember her name. What am I doing with names today? Um, I genuinely can't remember her name at all. It's slipped my mind. Gosh. Um, let's see. Doctor Who the Star Beast. Ruth Madeley. That's it. Apparently,
Ruth.
Ruth Madeley was there.
Mm. She related to Richard Madeley.
um, I don't know. That's so funny.
What's so funny about Richard Madeley?
This came out of nowhere. Ruth related to Rich. No, she isn't.
Oh,
Why did I find that so funny? Oh gosh, funny. No, apparently she's not related, but apparently they do just share the same name. Oh
like
gosh.
Tom and Colin.
Um, and then we had some other uh well, obvious Doctor Who alumni had come to the premiere, including Joe Martin, Michelle
Hmm.
Gomez, and Anjoa Andoa, Andoa, Martha's mum,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Ajoa Andoa. I
You
hope I'm
think?
getting that name right. I'm probably not getting that name right. I do apologise profusely. But yes, there has sparked rumours that apparently Michelle Gomez or Joe Martin might be making an appearance, but I doubt it. I don't think
Yeah,
they would, especially if maybe Joe Martin at a push,
yeah,
but
maybe.
Michelle Gomez, I doubt she will be coming back. And then, do you want to hear an exclusive for one of the episodes?
Yeah, go on.
So, they're in the episode The Well, guest
Mm-hmm.
star guest star Rose Ayling Ellis has um has spoken about her time on set and about the episode that she features in.
Mm.
So, ahead of her appearance in season 2, The Well, episode The Well, Rose spoke about joining the cast, how the role of Alice, so I think she's playing a character called Alice, was adjusted in the story for a deaf actor. Because I think she wasn't meant to be deaf originally. Um She says, I really loved the character of Alice. It was never written as a deaf person in the first place. That's what made it exciting. It became about the character, but still, it makes sense for her to be deaf. The people coming in are all hearing, so there's always that little sense of distrust in people. Deaf people really know what it feels like not to be included in the conversation all the time. And that builds up her frustration more and more. That's why I think Alice trusts the doctor straight away, because he signs to her. He's meeting her halfway. He's going to communicate. He's going into her world to communicate with her. So you automatically know that trust is there,
Mm.
basically. So that is a very interesting one, and I have to say, it's nice for Doctor Who to do stuff like that, where they
Mm.
accommodate for actors with disabilities, because
Mm.
it kind of makes the story more not just inclusive, and a lot of people have a problem with inclusivity nowadays, but
Yeah.
I think it provides more challenges for the production to address, but also it provides another layer to the character and to the story. Because if you've got, most of us don't really know sign language,
Mm.
so it's good
I don't.
to actually understand how there is almost like a secret layer to the world that only the deaf and the blind
Yeah.
really know about. So it's I think it's a good, interesting. I mean, it's made me more excited for that episode for sure.
Yeah. It'd be interesting.
Definitely. And then,
Which
sorry,
number is this? Which episode?
it says The Well, so
Ah,
I think that's
episode 3, 4.
it is. Yeah, the third episode.
Hmm. I knew it was like episode 3 or 4, but yeah, yeah, that
Mm.
sounds
So
interesting.
yeah,
See, if that episode is a highlight for us this series.
we can only hope. But
Hopefully.
we also have an exclusive article from The Guardian. Varada Sethu talks about her time on the TARDIS, and uh, she addresses the criticisms about people complaining that Doctor Who is too woke. So I don't know if you want me to go into that, but there is an article about that.
If you want to read it out,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, Varada, says Shooty was like, "Look at us. We get to be in the TARDIS. We're going to annoy so many people." Uh, there's been a couple of Doctor Woke references or whatever, but I just think we're doing the right thing if we're getting comments like that. Woke just means inclusive, progressive, and that you care about people. And as far as I know, the core of Doctor Who is kindness, love, and doing the right thing. Not really much more to that article. She says, I mean, she does go on to say, Russell kept seeing me and Shooty on screen, thinking, "God, those two have such great chemistry. We really are equals in that way, that we interact with each other." Russell wanted someone who can push back and not be in awe of this all-powerful being. Sethu went on to say that the new episodes were bright and energetic, but also that apparently they're quite dark as well.
Mm. That's
So
what
yeah,
the series needs, a bit of darkness. I think the last series was a bit fluffy and light, wasn't it?
well, I think Doctor Who does well to dabble in both light and dark subjects. I think you can have a perfect balance of both. And I also think you shouldn't be stuck in one or the other. If you make the series too bright and not impactful, then people get bored. When you make it too
Mm.
dark, you're alienating half of your audience. So you've got to strike a balance between both. But at the same time, it's nice. I think what we're going to have is we're going to have at least 4 episodes that are pretty dark and 4 episodes that are kind of light and fluffy to sort of balance things
Mm.
out. But it really depends. I think we don't really know much from the trailer apart from
No.
what we've seen. And what we've seen is pretty good. But whether or not those episodes stand up on their own is another subject.
Yeah.
But I do agree with her comments on the whole woke thing, because woke isn't really an insult, because it means that you're you understand that there's social injustices in the world, and you're wanting to address them instead of forget about them. So, and that's what Doctor Who's always been proud to do,
Mm.
really.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that all the news for this week?
It is.
Yeah. So, we're looking at the next 3 episodes of series 1,
Yes.
which are The Empty Child, The Doctor Dances, and Boomtown. Yeah, so what are your memories of these 3 stories?
Well, well. Um, I think the let's start off with the elephant in the room, the empty child.
Hmm.
That episode it still scares me to this day. I still find it creepy. I find it weird. Um, I hate the monotone. I, I hate that. It hurts my brain, but it's a good kind of scary, you know?
Mm,
It's that uncanny. I mean, the gas mask alone is scary. I've always found gas masks terrifying, because it's it, World War II was one of my favorite subjects at school,
mm,
and during this episode, I was learning a lot about the evacuees from London and
yeah,
all the major cities,
yeah.
and it was truly terrifying, because it's like I remember being as young or just a bit older than the boy in the episode,
Mm.
and it was like this gas. Oh, just absolutely terrifying. So, and I also love like Richard Wilson was a really, really interesting character, like actor to be a guest star on this episode.
I don't
He had that
believe
really
it.
sad. I don't believe it. I'm so annoyed that they didn't have that in the episode. Hey,
Sorry.
I'm the doctor. I don't believe it.
I just interrupted you just to say that.
It's all right. I can just see Eccleston just being like, "Help! I'm the doctor." Oh, funny. So yeah, I found this two-parter just one of the scariest stories that Doctor Who has ever done. But it's
Mm.
perfect. It's such a good story. What about you?
Um,
What did you sort of like about um this episode or I mean, are you counting it as one big episode or two episodes?
yeah, when I first saw this episode on its original air date, did you watch it on its original air date?
Yes, I was from Dalek onwards. I was watching this weekly.
Mm. Yeah, I was watching it weekly. I never missed an episode until like middle of Matt Smith. I've seen
Ah, see,
everything.
I watched every episode weekly, bar season 3, series 3. Um, that was the episode that was the series that I didn't manage to see them every week, so I'd have to try and catch the repeat
Mm, on BBC
in the
Three.
days. Yeah, in the days before um iPlayer, you only had repeats.
I mean, iPlayer was about, but it's very much in its infancy.
It was, but I didn't think because we had dial-up connection at that point, so we didn't have an
Yeah,
internet strong enough to.
we had dial-up as well, so
We didn't get
so
fiber optic until I had moved out. That's how bad I had it growing up.
why you live in a rural area, so
Yeah,
it's it's pretty common, to be honest.
yeah. I mean, I got like a DVD player, so I could always watch it
Yeah.
on DVD. But back on broadcast, series 3 was the only series that I'd missed out on episodes. Um, but I remember watching series 2 and 4 like consecutively, like every week. I would not miss it, and I'd be
Mm.
angry if I was due to miss it because I'd be like, no, I'm watching it. I was that dedicated.
Yeah, I lived in a semi-rural area. It's not so rural
Um,
that it we didn't have like infrastructure for internet, but we still had dial-up until about 2006, 7 kind of time.
yeah,
Um.
but
Anyway, but enough about the internet. What were my memories of this episode? Captain Jack. He made his first appearance. I loved his character from.
Harriman.
Uh, Beside his controversies over the last couple of years, I
Yeah.
do love his character.
I
And
think
his
he was
first
the best
appearance.
addition. I think he was the
Yeah.
best addition to the TARDIS team. Like, I wish they'd kept that, you know, for longer because we only got him in like the latter half.
The last 6-7 episodes.
Mm. So it would have been
Uh,
nice to have him in series 2. I keep saying season. The series 2 because I think it would have balanced out the like Dr. Rose love uh,
mm,
ickiness.
yeah. 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 We're not a big fan of any of that really, are we?
No, I
No.
like my doctor.
Um
I like my doctor like I like my coffee. Asexual.
uh, um
I do support LGBTQIA, especially a plus, especially the A part when it comes to my doctor.
yeah. Don't know what I was talking about. I've lost track of all
We just keep,
thought and
yeah, we
feeling.
just keep rambling. What did you think to the fact that this was their second past episode when they go to the past?
Yeah, it's the second episode that when they went to the past, yeah.
So, what do you think in terms of like, if you were to judge Unquiet Dead and this episode, which do you think would be better or come out on top?
I do prefer this story to The Unquiet Dead.
Mm,
I'd watch it over The Unquiet Dead.
mm,
It's just such a classic story, and it's just got all those elements that I like my Doctor Who to be. Um,
mm. Mysteriously creepy.
yeah, and
And I love that joke.
I
Sorry.
and I feel they could gone a bit further with all the horror, like they did in the
I get
classic
that.
series.
I get it, but I think because it was just coming back, they didn't want to literally,
Rock the boat.
scare children to death. There's
I
a
mean,
certain threshold.
I mean, I watched all of like classic Who by that point, or most of
Mm.
classic Who at that point. Um,
Bar the
and I
episodes that were
thought,
still missing.
they could have gone a bit further with all the horror elements of the series. I I feel New Who hasn't like broken that boundary. I mean, could they actually do it in this climate?
I was gonna say, but then you would have had the fury of Mary Whitehouse, but she had actually died at this point. So
Yeah, she would have. Yeah, I think she croaked it a couple of years before. To
I'm
be
surprised. I'm
honest,
surprised she wasn't a Doctor Who villain.
she would have been a good Davros.
I thought she was more of a weeping angel myself.
Don't blink.
Um, yeah, I think Empty Child Doctor Dances is a stronger episode purely because of the horror elements. I do agree with you that Doctor Who hasn't taken that many swings at horror, and some of the
Mm,
time they've done well. Like Midnight. That was a really good horror, episode.
Yeah.
Waters of Mars as well. That did
Oh yeah.
that I think that was like as close to like the Hinchcliffe era as they could really
Yeah.
go. Trying to think of what other horror episodes that were really good. There's a
Love and
Capaldi one.
Monsters.
Listen, not
Yeah,
actually the
listen.
episode.
You just catch.
That wasn't an order. That was just listen. Was good. Oh, and the Ghost Story one. The Matt Smith
Hyde.
Series 7. Yes,
Hyde.
Hyde. That was good.
Is it Hyde? I'm
Hyde.
I'm second thinking myself. I think it's
Let
Hyde.
me
Yeah.
let me Google it. Yes, with the mansion, and it
Yeah.
had um Verity Lambert.
Verity Lambert.
The actress who plays her in Adventure in Space and Time.
Oh, I was like, when did you pop up?
You never know, she might have been a Doctor. No, she was a Doctor Who hero, let's be honest.
Yeah,
If it
she's a
wasn't for
legend.
her, Jessica Rain, that was it.
If it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be speaking here and now.
Literally. Yeah, so she was in the episode the same year she did Adventure in Space and Time. But we're not talking about Hyde today.
2013, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Captain Jack does a very good appearance in this episode as it's
Mm,
his first appearance. But it feels like Rogue basically stole all the elements from this
yeah.
episode and tried to redo them again, but to less desirable effect.
Mm, yeah.
Um, and I like the fact as well that this was like the first episode in a long time that everyone lives at the end instead of everyone dying.
Yeah.
There's that
Everybody
great speech.
lives.
Yeah.
Justice once. Everybody lives.
This is also Chris Eccleston's favourite episode
Yeah.
of apparently he's said in interviews that he enjoyed this episode the most because it was the perfect blend of horror and hope.
Mm, yeah. And also, we haven't talked about the writer, Stephen Moffat. It was
Yes.
his first script for Doctor Who.
But was it? Was it?
I
Because he
mean,
also did Curse of Fatal Death.
I
And if
mean,
we're going by RTD
it's
logic, it's technically canon. Rowan
I meant
Atkinson's
in
my ninth Doctor.
I meant in this like era kind of thing.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
His
And he
his
hits it out of
first.
the park.
Oh yeah, he definitely did. Yeah.
Mm.
Um,
It's not my
Do you,
favourite Moffat episode,
no, it's
but
not my favourite Moffat episode. That would be the library two-parter.
mine's Girl in the Fireplace.
Ah, we'll we'll get to that one day.
Oh, it's such a good episode. One of my,
Yeah,
it's probably in my top 5 New Who episodes.
top five. Hmm.
But you won't know because we haven't done the ranking yet. That'll be a video for another day.
What, a new Who ranking? Are you just announcing it now?
Well, we've got a few weeks to go before we can relax on the whole reviews. Um, we've still got the third part of our retrospective to go, and then we've got
We do.
the and then we've got season 2, series 15, season 41 to watch and review. So when we've finished all of those, who knows? You could see a Doctor Who
Yeah,
ranking it.
we could potentially do that.
You've heard it here first, folks.
An exclusive.
I know you're dying to do a ranking video.
Oh yeah, I love a good ranking video.
Hmm.
Oh yes, I love a good ranking video, especially when my favourite Doctor Who YouTubers do a little ranking.
Hmm. Well, it's good to. I feel like the whole point of Doctor Who is you have your own opinion about something, so
Yeah.
you can share opinions with people, obviously, but most of the time you end up having your favourites, and sometimes your favourites are literally your favourites.
Mm, yeah.
My gloss, maybe someone's favourite episode.
Yeah.
And I lie.
I'm sure there are. And Time Flight.
And Time Flight. And Love and Monsters.
And
And Orphan
Space
55.
Babies.
Oh no, there are Doctor Who fans who say it is a good episode. There are.
What?
I've not
Space
seen them, but I've
Babies.
heard them. Yeah, Farry swears by it.
Right?
Farry's.
Ah, did you like
He
that
swears by it.
episode?
Yeah.
Uh, 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 yeah.
Mm. Um.
Everyone has their
Yeah,
opinion.
and everyone is wrong. Um. Yeah, I also like the fact that they reference the hospital in World War III, Aliens of London.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
it was for budgetary reasons, but you know,
Mm,
it's nice that they did a callback.
yeah, I like that little callback. It's good.
Mm.
Trying to think of other things I've not
The
mentioned about.
actress. Let me have a look because I can't remember. I want to say people's names right. Oh gosh, it's so freaky. Um, Florence Hoth, who played Nancy,
Mm-hmm.
one of probably just she um hasn't done much since. That's a shame. Um, because Florence Hoth, who played Nancy, was a phenomenal actress in this
Yeah,
episode.
she was good.
I think she was the standout for me because it was interesting to see how, because she played a young mother. That's
Mm,
the spoilers, by the way. I've already spoiled it, but um, because Jamie was her son, wasn't he?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking that. Yeah, and it's interesting because again, that's a subject matter that Doctor Who has not really explored before. Is young parenthood and the fact that she just she started off as this kind of reluctant character, didn't want to have anything to do with Jamie, and then by the end of
Mm,
the episode, you actually kind of felt sort of sorry for her because she's struggling on her own in the middle of the Blitz. One of the most feared times for the British, um, because we genuinely thought that we would be invaded by the mustache men.
mm,
I can't say the word on YouTube. Censor. And so she really does capture that anxiety and that guilt, rests on her shoulders, and then the reveal that her hugging Jamie with the nano thingamajigs,
nano genes.
nano genes. That's the one. I was
Yeah.
thinking the nano things from Red Dwarf. Same principle.
Yeah, same principle. Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so she did. I think she really did a phenomenal job in this episode, playing someone who had a really difficult, um, had a really difficult relationship with the what was the antagonist for the majority of the episode,
Mm,
and
yeah.
one of the best cliffhangers. Let's talk about the
Oh, I love
cliffhanger.
that cliffhanger. Yeah, that cliffhanger is supreme. It
Mm.
harks back to um, classic Doctor Who. It's one of the best cliffhangers they've done in New Who, I think.
It reminded me again of a Tom Baker cliffhanger,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
And
it
then and
definitely.
then the Doctor diffusing the situation by telling them to go to their room again was something I could see the Doctor doing, Tom Baker
Go to
doing.
your room. Go to
To
your room.
Yeah, perfect. Just a
Yeah.
great um just a great cliffhanger. Great. And we get the first mention of Villain Guard in this episode
Mm,
as well,
yeah.
in a
Hmm.
really interesting callback where Jack says, "Oh yeah, all the factories were destroyed, and this was the only gun remaining," and he was like, "Yeah, I know, I was there,"
Mm,
and then they had to trash it. Like it was
yeah.
a great, a villain guard was a an entity that didn't really need exploring, and unfortunately, we've come full circle, and now we're just exploring it for the sake of finding a villain.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um.
Joy to the world springs to mind.
Yes. Joy to the world. Yeah. Yeah. The actress who plays Nancy, she
Mhm.
retired from acting in 2008, according to an interview she did in Doctor Who magazine in March 2015.
Mm. which is a shame because, again, she was a very, very talented actress.
Yeah, she was great in that episode.
So good. And apparently in September 2022, her and her husband created a children's entertainment YouTube channel called Zinny Pops.
I've never heard of it. Might have to
So,
look it
yeah.
up after this recording. I just
Oh,
interesting.
no. It's... Oh, no.
What?
Don't look it up. Don't look it up. It's awful. It's cringy. Oh,
I'm gonna look it up now.
I just did, and I need to wash my eyes out. Oh,
Oh God.
children's. Yeah, yeah. Oh my word.
This is what
Oh,
children watches these days. Oh, it wasn't like
why is
what I used to watch. I sound like an old man.
what did you used to watch? Stone tablets?
Stone tablets? No, no.
Oh, you were a bit further on.
Like
Ru-
90s.
carvings on the wall, paintings on the wall,
No, I'm not that old.
tribal.
I'm only a couple of years older than you.
So you're the one with grey showing in your beard. I get a pink hat to cover my grey.
Mm, I
Ah,
should shave it. Just
just
I look.
go full go full James Gunn. Just grey all over.
Oh, I am slowly going grey.
Embrace it.
Anyway, enough
Become
about
George
my grey
Clooney.
hair. Nobody wants to know about my grey hair.
You're just gonna purposely cut that out.
Yeah, I am. I'm making note of the time.
Yes. What else to say about this episode apart from it was great?
I have no criticisms whatsoever about this episode.
I would rate this probably a 10 out of 10
Yeah, 10
for
out of
me.
10 for me.
Mm.
It's probably the best episode of the series.
Oh, fantastic. And I'm not saying that as a pun.
Chef's
Yes.
kiss. Child doctor dancers. You wanna?
I love the joke at the start.
Oh yeah, with the Union Jack.
No, the bit with the doctor in the club. Has anything
Oh
fallen out of the sky
yeah.
recently? I think that was just perfect.
Yeah, you can
Because you
tell.
get the reveal,
Mm, you can tell Stephen Moffat wrote sitcoms before this, couldn't you?
Mm. Well, you see the doctor in pure confusion because he's like, "Why are people laughing? I'm asking a genuine question," and then
Yeah,
it's the reveal that it's because the air raid siren goes off, and he goes, "Oh," and it's like obviously it's going to be much harder for you to find something that's fallen out of the sky because so I don't know why I said it like that. So it was
it just made
an
me
interesting.
giggle.
That's my job. So yeah, I think with Moffat, he's good at solo stories. He's good when there's someone else running the show and he can just
Yeah,
pitch ideas. But when he's in charge of the show, that's when you start to see the cracks in his clever writing because he likes to
yeah.
pretend he's way too clever than he is.
Mm.
You
And
know?
plus, he was balancing it with Sherlock and all that.
Yeah, it doesn't. I think with Russell, it's okay because the other shows he was working on were connected to Doctor Who. But because
Yeah,
Sherlock and, his other projects were. Because he also was brought on to do The Adventures of Tintin, that movie. And then he
mm,
had to leave that project in order to do Doctor Who because Spielberg said, are you literally passing up the chance to be the showrunner for your favorite show? And Moffat was like, oh yeah, fair enough. And it
yeah,
would have been canned if he didn't join on, let's be honest.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't pass up the chance to showrun Doctor Who.
I would be ambivalent. I wouldn't know if I would take that offer because I wouldn't want to tread on something that I used to love. That I still love, but I have a complex relationship with, you know?
Mm,
Because everyone knows what they would want to do as a showrunner, but whether or not that would translate and be good for the entire, Doctor Who community, then you get into the weeds of you get criticized for doing one thing or you get criticized for doing nothing.
yeah.
So would you want that burden? Would you want to join the ranks of like, Chibnall and JNT and all the showrunners that either dragged the show down or solidified the reputation as yeah, or would you want to be considered one of the greats like RTD, like Verity
Well,
Lambert, you know,
RTD is a bit,
one, one. I mean
yeah,
one, not two. RTD2 is a whole different, yeah.
kettle of fish.
Right, shall we move on to the next episode?
Yes,
Did you want to
the
cut
next episode.
halfway through?
Hmm?
Because we're chopping this up. So shall we leave it on a cliffhanger? Still record, but leave it on a cliffhanger and then go into Boomtown?
Well, you could do that.
Oh, well, you're going to have to wait. Yeah, well, stay tuned for part 2 where we go into Boomtown.
Ooh.